Did it save somewhere else? Son of a bitch. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it.
This is good TV.
This one? Yeah, okay. That's better. All righty. Zombie Dre and the infection team. All right, audio's recording. Video is live.
Yes, sir.
All right. Come on, cursor. Let's do some stuff. Audio recording is going, right? Why aren't you going? Okay, you're going now. Check. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Okay, I do need to pot up just a little bit. I need to at least match levels. There we go. All right. I'm going for it.
Awesome.
This week on the Media Virus Podcast, Huge Knob gets his little knob polished during interview. 100 knobs vote to keep daylight savings time forever. And a wealthy, pompous knob challenges the chief Russian knob to a fist fight in lieu of a war in Ukraine. It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us. With executive producer Mike Latoris. We'll do an intro, we'll do an outro, and then do our wrap. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
And the Scorpion Goddess.
I'm a Scorpio with secretive. I just don't say a lot of shit.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Maddie Rockdeath.
I had no, but I was, I kind of wanted to, and whoa, that's new.
Hot damn, do we have a fucking show for you people this week? I am Maddie Rockdeath. I'm in the wrong screen. I can't take the fucking screen share down. I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody really knows what I'm doing. This is the Media Virus Podcast. If you want to like, if you want to subscribe, if you want to, do just about any of those things, we would really appreciate it. First thing, I guess, let's do this. Let's talk. Let's fix this, and let's go up here, and let's fix that. Not that. This. There we go. There we go. Before we get started, I got some really, really important announcements to make. The first one has been, I've had two events that changed my life this week. Now, the first one, I actually have to give credit to Dax Shepard of Armchair Expert. Hang on. Of Armchair Expert turned me on to ordering a Big Mac with extra sauce and extra cheese.
Okay. Now, personally, I like the Big Mac the way it comes.
Well, let me tell you something. You get that Big Mac with extra sauce and extra cheese, and it is life-changing. It is one of the most, if you're like bit into a Big Mac and thought to yourself, this has got too much bread on it.
No.
No?
Yes.
Usually
So
what I
do
think about is, where the fuck did these people learn how to stack a sandwich?
Also a good point. I take off that top layer of bread, and then I take the middle one and flip it. Because they don't put any sauce on the underside of the middle. So if you throw out that top bread and flip the two, you end up getting stacked patties. And I like to stack them.
Like stack them.
There
Now-
is a way you can order it without the center bread. I forget what the trick is. There's a trick for that.
I like the center bread better than I like the top bun.
Okay.
That makes
It's
sense.
softer and doesn't have the seeds.
Right. The sesame seed bun's not a selling point for you, is what you're saying.
That is correct.
That's good. All right. Second point, that is the second thing that's changed my life. And you guys know how much I love space.
Yeah.
And
Outer or personal?
well, I like outer space more than personal space. But the thing is that Coca-Cola has gone and figured out what space tastes like. I'm drinking space, motherfucker. This is space flavored cola. Space Starlight. Space flavored cola.
Shit. In space.
Dude, one sip.
Space. Now, I saw you going for the pull tab right about the time that you would be able to line it up with space, and I thought you were gonna go for the whole space slug, but you did.
No, I've learned my lesson with carbonated beverages. But yeah, because I would be belching at the moment if I had done that. I should have. But
Or you would have drowned yourself in cola by now.
yeah. But now, I have yet to build wax wings and fly too close to the sun. But I do plan on getting a Big Mac with extra sauce and extra cheese, and then coupling that. They don't have it in Fountain. You can only get it in bottles and cans. But I will couple it with space flavor. Dude, space is fucking delicious.
So I can actually give you one step up on this to make it that much better.
What's that?
My trick for getting a great Big Mac is you have to go to the right particular McDonald's where the food is good.
Now, there is one McDonald's that is. I actually drive past no, not quite past them, but I will drive. Like there's a McDonald's literally 2 minutes away from me, on Philadelphia Pike,
Right. And you go-
across from the Wawa.
right. And you have
Both
to go,
of both
you have
of
to go
those,
past that one.
both of those, both that Wawa and that McDonald's are the absolute worst versions of those things outside of the city of Philadelphia. Because if you go in the city of Philadelphia, you will find the world's shittiest Wawas, the world's shittiest McDonald's, the shittiest Burger King, especially the Port Richmond section. Aramingo and Allegheny, if you know where I'm talking about, if you live there, fuck you. And the only thing, they even have the world's worst Chick-fil-A, but that Chick-fil-A in Port Richmond is still heads and tails above every other restaurant there.
So now that you tell me you're driving past that McDonald's, you might already know the secret.
I don't know the secret because I'm not driving past that McDonald's. What I'm doing is going on the highway. I'm going into Pennsylvania. I'm willing to pay sales tax at the one off of exit 2 in I think it's Aston. Dude, they make a fucking burger. They do it right every fucking time.
So here,
They've only
can
fucked
save
up my order
6%.
one time. What?
I can save you the 6%.
Mm.
So get on Philadelphia Pike, head south, and go past that bad McDonald's and the bad Wawa, and take it all the way down to the bottom of the hill where this neighborhood starts to get scary.
Yeah, I know where you are.
And Philadelphia Pike turns into Market Street.
Mm-hmm.
and you're in the 40s and the high 30s, and you look to your right, and there is a McDonald's there.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. No. You know what? I will.
McDonald's has the best food. When you go, like when you order a McMuffin there, it's hot. It doesn't taste like funky red lights, and it's actually stacked like a sandwich. When you order a Big Mac there, it comes out and it almost looks like the Big Mac on the commercial, and it's like exciting.
Ooh,
And I'm not a huge McDonald's fan, but I want my Big Mac to line up, and I want it to be, made reasonably well. The other cool thing about that McDonald's is whenever I've been there, whether in the drive-thru or not, there's always somebody scrubbing and cleaning. It has to be the cleanest McDonald's that you've ever walked into. And I learned when I was working in a neighborhood right very close to that. I was managing for a week while our boss was on vacation, a pizza shop that I worked in, and had a guy named Reggie, black fella, that worked with us. He was cooking. I was kind of managing things. I was telling the delivery drivers how to do and run, and he was cooking. And well, this lady came in and she ordered all these sandwiches, and Reggie went to start making her sandwich, and she said, "Stop." I said, "Stop what?" She said, "Stop everything." I said, "Why?"
Elaborate and listen.
She said, "I don't want that N-word touching my food.
Huh.
You make it. I didn't come here for some N to make my food. I came here so I could have white people make it."
mm.
You came here for that?
Right? But yeah, I mean, she was like, so what I'm getting at is because that particular McDonald's sits in a black neighborhood, and even though there are black folks that work there, they know that the people who come in and order the food expect the food to be a certain kind of clean and well prepared.
And they know that they use the N-word.
And they get it you get it that way. And it's like I learned this years driving on the road. I used to work out on the road driving around. You find the best bathroom that you can stop in, and you know where the good food is.
Yeah.
My wife was working right up the street on Philadelphia Pike in the 200 block, and she called me one day. I was sitting in my office. She says, "Oh my God, I got to tell you about the best McDonald's." I said, "Oh, you went to the McDonald's at 40th Market." She said, "How did you know?" I said, "Oh, everybody knows." Well, everybody who's in the know.
Everybody who's in the know knows, man. They know.
Come for the burger, stay for the race.
But I'll tell you what, man, I will definitely, not go to the safe suburban one right off the highway where I know I'm not going to get carjacked. And I'll drive to Wilmington. Sure. I'll do that.
I'm telling you, it'll change your life. That McDonald's, the fries are
back
always
into the
fantastic. It's amazing.
Okay.
And they're fast.
How fast are they? How come I can't fucking...
They're faster than any McDonald's. Like, you're sitting in that line and you're like, man, how long does it take to slap a couple friggin' burgers together? You rarely even get as far as that thought in this McDonald's line.
I mean,
Nice.
I'm going to tell you, to save the 6%, maybe, but
and you can shut your car off on your way down the hill and save on the gas too.
Oh, okay. Well, that does everything. That makes everything better.
Just about the time you get past well, right when you're coming down by Shipley Road, you can just shut the car off and coast in from there.
Cool. All right. I don't quite remember what story we started with, Mike, but I want to get to Elon Musk and the fist fight between Elon Musk and Putin.
Well, I did put knob fight last, but we can start with it.
I mean, let's just go in order or whatever. Let's just get moving.
Well, the first one is Knob gets huge Knob gets his knob polished while he's doing a podcast. Stevie J, he's apparently on Love and Hip Hop, and he's a star on that show, apparently. gave an interview via FaceTime to a lady on a podcast. Let's see. Leah Henry was interviewing the former Bad Boy producer for her show Leah's Lemonade. When not long into the interview, a female's hand comes into the frame and reveals that the philandering producer was not alone nor fully attentive to Miss Henry. Leah eventually asks Stevie about his unidentified company, but he never really tells what's going on during the interview. But I do have some video I can share with you, so we're going to do that. Of my man getting his groove on.
I know what I said. Yeah. I know what I said.
I want to talk about it because it was really good, and I was happy that you addressed a lot of. Well, honestly, you addressed everything. I really appreciate the fact that you decided to do that. So in the very beginning, speaking of reality TV, one of the things that stuck out to me is when you said that I was real on Love and Hip Hop because of the fact that I'm gonna be me at 100 all the time. And you talked about in the first couple of scenes, the first few years that you were walking because you didn't have a car. Why was it important to you, with all the fame, all the success that you had at that time, being so transparent about where you were in your life?
Because most niggas is clowns.
Sensitive.
Trying to find out how I can see you again on the Zoom. Is that you?
Yeah, now turn it so we can see you this way.
This way?
Yep.
How's this right here?
Yep, Stevie.
You see this body right here?
Hold on, wait. It's a hand right there. Hold on. Stevie, why am I in bed with you right now?
No, you said you want to
You're a distraction. You're a distraction. We trying to
No, you're a distraction.
No.
Trying to find out how I can see you.
Lost his train of
Did it
thought.
hurt your feelings? Like, they tried to say you don't take care of your kids.
That doesn't hurt my feelings.
I'm about to dump these kids down their throat.
But did it hurt your feelings? Like,
He has zero thought.
You didn't take care of your kids.
I mean, that's pretty much it. It really doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really watching this knob get polished or anything. So,
but I mean, there's a few things like in the beginning. There's a couple of postures that he assumes, and a couple of the way that he looks a couple of times. It's very clear what's going on.
Uh-huh.
That glance down.
well, see if you can book that guy and for a guest on our show, because
We could use the ratings.
yeah, we really could, and at least it'd be entertaining.
We could use the
And a total inability to answer basic questions.
yeah. We all know where that comes from.
It's like, oh, Mike, say something.
So our second story is that 100 knobs have just voted so that we can have daylight savings time forever. Senate has passed a bill that will make daylight savings time the new permanent time.
That just means I don't get my hour sleep back. That's all that means. Dude, ever since this, first of all, I didn't know it was daylight savings time already. Like I've been recovering, so I've been like binge watching like fucking criminal documentaries and shit.
Funny story. I'm driving home from the office today and I'm thinking, should I call Matt and let him know that daylight savings time was on Sunday so he's not late for the show? And now you tell me you're just oh shit.
No, it wasn't just now. It was Sunday. I figured it out because
your phone.
Well, my phone had changed, and so my phone had changed, and I started doing this thing where I put on these white noise podcast 8 hour. It's like 8 hours of a fan.
Right.
right? But then, like when that 8 hours is up, it just goes to another white noise podcast.
Right.
So, like, I woke up and I hear fire crackling, and I'm like, "The fuck is going on? What is that noise?" I'm like, "Something. It sounds like fire. Like I don't smell anything." And it's like, "Oh, it's my phone." Holy shit, dude! It's 2 PM. What the fuck? I come downstairs and I'm like,
You only would
just
sleep till 1.
well, I didn't want to sleep that long, but my wife was at work and I didn't have my son this weekend, so it was just like I just didn't wake up. And I went downstairs and I'm looking at the time, and then I like get something out of the fridge and the clock is slow on the microwave, and I'm like, the fuck? I fixed that. I fixed that like 4 months ago. What the fuck? And I'm like walking, and then like I lay down and watching TV, and I'm like looking at the clock. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at the TV, and I'm like, eh. And I called my wife, and I'm like, was today daylight savings time? She's like, yeah. Oh, that's it. That's my whole story.
Blues together.
But dude, ever since then, like my sleep schedule's been all fucked up. Like I didn't get to bed. I didn't fall asleep till 4 o'clock this morning.
My sleep schedule's been a little crazy this week because I drove both Friday and Saturday night, and I drove kind of late both nights because there was a promotion for a certain number of rides that I wanted to hit. So I was out late both nights and found out something really interesting that Sprint never did, but now T-Mobile does. Apparently, like for daylight savings time, Sprint would actually change at 2 a.m. when it's, legally that's what the law says the time changes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently T-Mobile said, fuck it, we'll do it at midnight. And like it doesn't even let you know. So I'm driving and I glance over at my phone and it says it was like 1 o'clock. And I look over at the clock in the car and it was a different time. I'm like, wait a minute. So like it occurred to me, okay, got it. The phone updated at the wrong time. But then for the ensuing couple of hours, like the phone changed back and forth a couple of times. I totally lost all ability to figure out what the fuck time it was. I was driving past banks looking for clocks to blink just so I could figure out, are they both wrong? Am I like stuck halfway in between somewhere? And because
it's a weird Stephen King movie.
And
remember when banks used to tell you the time as you drove past?
Yeah, like I was driving past looking for a blinking sign with the time on it. They don't have that
Time
anymore.
and temperature.
But yeah, apparently the Jeep itself, it will update from GPS. So at 2 a.m., it updated when it was supposed to. When the government satellite said, "Okay, give me that hour back," it took it away.
Wow. Interesting.
But yeah, the world's greatest deliberative body skipped the deliberations on Monday afternoon and rushed to make daylight saving time permanent. The bill cleared the Senate without hearing or debate, just a unanimous voice vote. Let me make it clear to anybody who's watching that they just saw this measure pass. Sheldon Whitehouse, the Democrat from Rhode Island, one of the bill's co-sponsors, crowed from the Senate floor, "We have just passed the bill to end the return from daylight savings time." The urge to end the biannual clock switch comes up like clockwork with each Congress, and with each attempt backed by a coalition of strange bedfellows. The bill has been a pet project of Senator Marco Rubio from Florida, the Republican, whose state has already moved to adopt daylight savings time year-round, but cannot do so without congressional approval. Pardon the pun, but this is an idea whose time has come, Rubio said upon the
Ha! His time has come.
and Senator Ed Markey, who pushed to extend daylight savings time period in 2005, celebrated his win with a video of himself grooving to Walking on Sunshine outside the U.S. Capitol building. More sunshine, better health, and the end of a tired tradition, he wrote in a subsequent tweet. So I believe it is antiquated, but there's a lot of people who are against this because they're concerned that their children will have to leave and travel to school before the sun is completely up. Their children may be living in the dark and in twilight hours, which, you know, they're coming home in the dark when we switch back and forth. So what's the big deal?
I lived in the Poconos, the Pocono Mountains, my senior year of high school, and I had to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to be driven because the house my parents own is inside of a gated community. So my father would have to drive me 2 miles to the gate where I would wait for a Suburban, like a truck.
It said school bus.
No, it just had school plates. It just, it was just one of those, it was a big, okay. And that Suburban would then drive me for 1/2 of 1 hour to the bus stop.
Where the fuck? God damn.
Which was the first stop for that bus. So then I was on the bus for about an hour.
When it dropped him off at the ferry terminal.
No, it took me to school. And then the opposite on the way home. The bus would take me for an hour. I'd be the last stop on the bus. It would drop me the fuck off. And
best case scenario, you're still 45 minutes from the house.
The Suburban would be waiting there, take me to the front gate, and then more often than not, my dad wouldn't be there, so I would walk miles home.
Uphill in the snow, both ways.
No, well, it was uphill.
Barefoot.
It was uphill both ways because I had to go up a hill and then down a hill and then up a hill again, like up another hill. And so that was that. And I used to run in the snow. And at that time, I'm talking 1994, dude, it snowed every fucking day. And they plowed every fucking day. And when I ran, the snow banks on the side of the road were up to my shoulders. Because I was in wrestling. So I walked into wrestling at 350. Who here knows what the heavyweight limit is for high school wrestling?
240.
No, it's 275.
In
3 weeks.
That is higher than it was when I wrestled.
3 weeks. Took me 3 weeks to drop 75 pounds. All water. It was all water.
Right.
I spit and pissed into a cup. I would run around with it. Apparently it was really unhealthy the way I was doing it because I was running around with a trash bag on.
Oh yeah, that's bad for you.
And just sweating. You know what I mean? And where I would get home, take my, like in the middle of the winter, I'd get home, take my clothes off, and just water would like fall out of it would like drip.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's gross. It was. But so I had to get up, I had to leave for work, I had to leave for school before the sun came up. The sun didn't come up until I was on the fucking bus.
Right.
And if I got detention or when I wrestled, my dad was extra pissed because he couldn't pick me up at the gate because the Suburban only runs once. The late bus runs twice. The late bus will drop you off at 6:30.
Right.
But now you're in town. The funny part was, had my dad bought the next lot over to build his house, I would have been in a completely different school district.
One lot.
One lot, because of the way that the county line ran. Because it's a big community, and inside this community, there's actually 3 counties that meet. right? And the lake there is the beginning of the Lehigh River. It is the beginning of the Lehigh River. And so my dad bought this house, and he didn't know it was right on the county line. He actually bought 5 properties in different locations.
All
and
in the wrong county to get you to school the easy way.
Yes. Yes to that. But only one of them, see, back then, a land had to perk, which means water had to drain away from the property properly in order to, and it had to be able to get water and drain water. Mm-hmm. So that's called a perk. So this was the only lot that perked. So he could build a house with a septic system there. And when I found out, literally one lot over, one. And I would have gone to not only a different school, but like I went to Western Wayne, which no one's ever heard of. And like this was the type, like you didn't think anything of seeing somebody have a gun rack in the back of their truck.
Right.
With guns.
Mm-hmm.
Kids would walk in.
You might have to go shoot some squirrels.
They'd walk in waders. I had teachers come to work in waders because they went fishing before work. Right. They went hunting. The first day of hunting season was like a fucking holiday.
Yep.
It was like there was an announcement. Like, we don't expect anybody to come to school, but if you do, like, there's like special. It was like a special day for everybody else. I didn't hunt, so I got the special, day or whatever. But the other school like had so much money because the other school was Mount Pocono. Mount Pocono is nothing but tourist money. So that the kids that go to Mount Pocono get like gourmet fucking lunches. I'm eating garbage. The kids in fucking Mount Pocono are getting like gourmet lunches. Dude, I wrestled the fucking heavyweight from Mount Pocono. It was like fucking shooting in on a wall. I hit his thigh. Like I shot. You know how you're supposed to shoot? You guys wrestle?
I did.
I did not, but I'm aware.
So when you shoot in, you come up and you're grabbing underneath, and your face almost goes right into their thigh if you do it right. If they don't sprawl, if you catch them, your face will go right into their thigh, and then you just put. Dude, his thigh almost knocked me unconscious. He didn't sprawl because he knew he didn't have to. And then I'm sitting there. I'm a 275-pound dude, and he was 190. But just a
solid
fucking rock. I was a kid who was 350 and dropped 75 pounds quick. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't like, there wasn't like he had been wrestling his whole life. Dude. And they just, went like the auditorium was like the gymnasium or whatever was five fucking what my school was. Mm-hmm. My school had to break each class up into 2 different lunches because the lunchroom was so small.
Right.
Like literally every grade, like in Mount Pocono, because my kid went to Mount Pocono years later. He said, no, every grade went to lunch together. Every grade had lunch at the same time, which is how every other school I ever went to was. But it was a weird, and lunch started at like 10 a.m. Dude, why am I on a 10-minute fucking rant about high school in Pocono? Sorry. Dude, Elon Musk is going to kick fucking Putin's ass.
Well, let's talk about some of that Mount Pocono money. Elon Musk has tweeted to Putin that he's got a cool plan to put an end to the war. He thinks they should fight one-on-one.
Mano y mano.
Oligarchs deploy Announcers deploy the inability to speak. Oligarchs deploy hypermasculinity to justify their own power and aggression. That's true of Russian leader Vladimir Putin. But it's also true in a geekier, self-parodic, but still wearisomely predictable way of Tesla CEO and tech billionaire Elon Musk. The other day, Musk bizarrely tweeted, "I hereby challenge Vladimir Putin to single combat." He added, "Stakes are Ukraine. Do you agree to this fight?" The Director General of Russia's space agency, Dmitry Rogozin, quickly replied, "You little devil are still young. Compete with me, weakling. It would only be a waste of time, came the reply. The spectacle of Musk and Russian officials engaging in WWE-style boasting and chest thumping to gin up publicity for themselves is inappropriate and ugly, to say the least. Russia's aggressive invasion of Ukraine has already left thousands dead and forced millions from their homes. It's a massive humanitarian tragedy, not an opportunity for Musk to market himself. So, yeah, what do you think, guys?
I can't wait, dude. Pay-per-view, baby.
I
Now,
think I just want to put it out there. The Media Virus volunteers to do the commentary.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do color. We'll do play-by-play. We can send Juliet into the locker room.
Yeah.
As long as they can dress like Rocky and Ivan Drago, I'm okay with this.
Okay, I mean that could be a thing.
I must break you.
We've got to get.
If it does, it does.
Fuzzy Russian hats.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Except on the center of it, it's got to have a Kangol emblem, and you'll wear it tipped to one side just a little bit.
You know, I didn't realize that Elon Musk was such a Nazi, and really anybody who supports Ukraine, obviously is a Nazi, because the Russians are fighting Ukraine because they're full of Nazis.
Well,
that's what the Russian soldiers are fighting Nazis.
That's
what
Putin told them.
Well, who knows better, Putin, who's right fucking there next door, or us, a big fucking ocean away? Who knows better? Let me tell you something. I know that my fucking neighbor is on drugs. I know he is. Do you know he is?
Well, yeah, but I know where you live.
Oh, wait.
No, I've got some friends that are from Ukraine and have family in Russia and kind of get a little bit of the live dope on both sides. And truth be told, there are not Nazis in Ukraine.
How do you know?
Because I trust the people that have told me. No, we don't.
When's the last time they went to Ukraine?
It's probably been a few years, but
okay, well, there you go.
Not everybody turns into a Nazi in a couple of years. I mean, really.
Trump did. Trump turned into a Nazi in fucking 10 seconds as soon as he got
I was gonna say, he didn't turn into a Nazi.
Fuck, he didn't.
We just didn't know that much about him.
Right.
At a time.
I mean, not for nothing, but listen. Hey, here's
the thing. He had the outfit on. He just pulled the hood up.
If you were driving into Nazi Germany, do you think there'd be evidence of Nazis?
In hindsight, I kind of feel like there was.
Yeah. See?
I kind of feel like there probably was.
I bet you Putin's driven through fucking Ukraine a lot more than we have.
Your argument is it's a straw argument.
Not even a straw man, just a straw.
And now that he doesn't have his rank in the Worldwide Judo Federation,
right? He was stripped of his rank. How do you take the knowledge of judo away?
I'm guessing he never actually had it to begin with.
I don't know.
Because Trump was awarded the title of Taekwondo Grandmaster.
Well, there you go. So Elon Musk really wants to be Tony Stark.
It would seem, yeah. Let's see. Elon Musk hasn't invaded any countries, and his own leveraging of a quirkier, more cerebral masculinity can look at least somewhat more benign, blah, 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 blah. On closer inspection, though, Musk's billionaire masculine geek energy doesn't look all that different from the standard alpha male posturing, blah, blah, blah. Musk's ex-wife says that Musk treated her as an employee in many ways, his big man at the office shtick fitting neatly into sexist dynamics at home. He's dabbled in transphobia as well as tweeting pronouns suck, which most people interpreted as a veiled sneer at non-binary people's non-standard pronoun choices. his on-off partner Grimes, who identifies as non-binary and has said she is impartial to pronouns, asked Musk publicly not to target trans people, and he deleted that tweet. So basically, this article says that they're both a couple of fucking knobs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say Putin's a bigger knob than Elon Musk.
I don't know.
I also think that
Elon Musk
here's the
has
thing.
army at his behest. So,
well, here's the thing. I sincerely, I think Elon Musk could kick the shit out of Putin.
Well, it depends on what rules we're gonna fight by, though, because Putin was a KGB guy. Like, he was a real cloak and dagger spy motherfucker. So he might know how to kill a guy with like fingernail clippings and the particulate matter that comes out with a heavy
but
sword.
it's a duel. I mean, you're going in there. I'm sure like there's going to be referees and stuff like that. It's going to be hand-to-hand combat, right?
Right. Like I said, it's all going to be dependent on what rules we're fighting with.
But even MMA rules, just that your basic, mixed martial arts rules, I still think Elon Musk could kick Putin's ass, and here's why. Putin underestimates him.
No, I mean, that may be.
That's right there. Putin underestimates. If he did it, it would be a joke to him, where Elon Musk would train. Putin would probably, crank off. He'd probably not train any harder than he does already. But
right.
Then, a couple flying spin kicks and, maybe he's got some fucking like magic, like Tesla, like fucking robots and shit,
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't know anything. I think Putin. I didn't know, Elon Musk was a Nazi. It's weird.
All right. Well, now that we're through the end of our top three and our round the world discussion of high school in the Poconos and how Elon Musk will probably beat the living snot out of Putin, I'm going to take us into break by telling everybody that they can give us a call at 1-646-VIRUS-01. That's 1-646-VIRUS-01. We're going to turn the phone on here while we go to break, and we'll be looking for your call in the B segment. Coming up, we'll talk about the real nuclear threat with the Ukraine. We'll talk about definitely talk about the need for a new butt, and we'll see if Juliet shows up because I think I just got a message that says maybe real late. So once again, that's 1-646-VIRUS-01, and we'll be back right after this. Oh, not that.
I like that outro. I do.
Holy shit, we got through a whole bumper.
Mm-hmm. Nobody said anything. It's amazing.
Weird. It's fucking weird. All right, so I'm gonna grab a soda real quick.
All right, I'm going to check this message and see what it actually says. Might miss me tonight. Maybe can get there for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like she's missing the whole thing.
Yeah. So we'll do it. I guess we can do a couple of more news stories and actually I want to unpack I'm going to skip the more news stories. No, I can't now. I've already. So we'll do a couple of more news stories. I've got TikToks, and I want to get to this new segment that I'm so far calling "What the Photography in a Strip Mall Is This?" Because I had to take Olin Mills out of the comment. I didn't want to call anybody out by name. But you remember those pictures you used to go get?
Oh, like from the mall?
Yeah, with the bad backdrop pulled down.
Yep.
And the dumb poses. Reminds me, I want to pull that for do that in this coming segment. There we go. Maybe here. Not that one. It's not my guy. Where the hell did I put it? Got it. Someplace. There it is. All right, so we're going to shake things up a little bit. Oh, you're not back yet. I'm going to shake things up a little bit since we went a little long, and Juliet's probably not going to make it. Figure we'll do a couple more news stories that I talked about, and then go right to the pictures, for which I'm going to change my background for, and then we'll do TikToks in the last segment.
Okay.
Oh, dropping all my shit off the table.
We ready yet?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let me get my video up. And we're back on the Media Virus podcast.
Yay!
I knew everybody would be happy. So I said we'd get into some more news, and we're going to touch briefly on the war in Ukraine. Nuclear war is within the realm of possibility, according to UN Secretary General. Biden advisor says that despite Putin's threats, the United States has not adjusted our nuclear posture. Russia using nuclear weapons during its assault on Ukraine is within the realm of possibility, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned on Monday. Guterres told reporters that Russian President Vladimir Putin's decision early on in the invasion to put his nuclear forces on high alert was a bone-chilling development, according to Reuters. The prospect of nuclear conflict, once unthinkable, is now back within the realm of possibility, he said. It is time to stop the horror unleashed on the people of Ukraine and get on the path of diplomacy and peace.
That's right. Diplomacy and peace.
Guterres has called for the safeguarding of nuclear facilities in Ukraine and also announced the UN is allocating $40 million from its Central Emergency Response Fund to assist Ukrainians.
All this assistance for those Nazis.
This funding will help critical supplies of food, water, medicines, and other life-saving aid into the country, as well as provide cash assistance, according to Guterres. Russian forces launched a full-blown military invasion of Ukraine nearly 3 weeks ago on February 24th. 4 days later, Putin raised the alert status for his nuclear forces to special regime of combat duty.
That sounds cool, though. Wouldn't you like to be on a special regime of combat duty?
President Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, said Sunday that despite the apparent threat, Washington's nuclear alert levels remained unchanged. The United States has not adjusted our nuclear posture, but it is something that we monitor day by day, hour by hour, because it is our paramount priority to the president. So, maybe. And, for guys like us who grew up with that, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's back. Now, we all know.
I feel like we've got some different actors than we had in the past, it seems like it's a lot more realistic now. And I guess because I was a kid,
Well, I was telling Nancy the other night, I never really thought Ronnie was going to push the button. If anything, I thought maybe he'd trip and stumble on it.
No, but honestly, it was the same thing about Trump that I liked about Reagan. Was you didn't know, like you kind of thought like he ain't gonna, but they're both crazy enough to do it.
A little bit of a wild card there.
That's what I want. This is why Putin's acting up, because nobody's afraid of Joe Biden. Who's afraid of Joe Biden or Kamala Harris? Nobody. Nobody on the foreign stage is.
I was going to say the American people, but
but nobody on the foreign stage is even considering Joe Biden a threat and an obstacle, a hill.
But what?
No, because he's not going to do anything.
But what nobody realizes, if you look back, he bangs the drum for war. He profits from all that. He's invested in the machine. The military-industrial complex.
Who, Biden?
Yes. If you don't think he profits from warmongering, you're crazy. Every politician of his era does. They were all in bed with the guys who make the bullets, bombs, and tanks.
War is very profitable.
Hey, pull this out of the Great Depression.
Yeah, but one of those generals, when he was leaving office, warned us all, and if you look back, he was right. Beware the military-industrial complex. And Eisenhower was a general, a respected general.
What the
Fine Republican president he was.
That's right.
Not that I declare any party, but he was. I think he was the last real deal president we had. The last one that actually didn't have a hand up his ass making his mouth move.
Oh my fucking God. All right. I got my fucking headphone cord under my chair and I couldn't. Everybody still here? I fucked up.
Yeah, we're here. Didn't miss much. So as we move on, the DOJ has charged 5 individuals for spying on U.S. residents for China due to pro-democracy views. Defendants are accused of threatening and spying on Chinese individuals in the U.S. who oppose the Chinese Communist Party.
Well,
The U.S. Justice Department has charged 5 individuals working on behalf of the People's Republic of China, secret police, for targeting, harassing, and spying on Chinese nationals living in the United States for their pro-democracy views. DOJ arrested co-conspirators Fan Liu, who's also known as Frank, and Matthew Zyberus on Tuesday, and Shujun Wang on Wednesday in the Eastern District of New York. 2 other defendants, including Quiming Lin and Quang Jason Sun, remain at large.
Well, don't forget about we find him and he fucked up.
That's right.
No? All right. I tried.
The victims were targeted because of their pro-democracy views, U.S. Attorney Breon Peace said during a Wednesday press briefing. Defendants are accused of conspiring to act as agents of the PRC government, he continued.
Wow.
The 5 defendants are accused of threatening and spying on Chinese individuals in the United States who expressed opposition to the Chinese Communist Party in an effort to help Chinese officials target them for arrest, DOJ officials said. In one case, Lin attempted to derail the U.S. congressional campaign of a U.S. military veteran who was a student leader in the pro-democracy Tiananmen Square protests in China in 1989. Lin threatened to attack the candidate, among other crimes, in order to prevent his election to Congress. In another case, Wang posed as a well-known author and activist. Imagine that, a well-known author who's a Wang.
You such a wang.
Based in Queens, New York, but abused his position to give information to the CCP. In a third case, these defendants included Liu, Zyberus, and Sun attempted to spy on and destroy the artwork of a Chinese national based in Los Angeles, California. The victim's artwork was critical of the Chinese government. The FBI is currently investigating.
Here's the thing. It said Chinese nationals, so these are Chinese citizens living in the U.S.
Yes.
So what was the problem?
You're not allowed to work as an agent of a foreign government in the United States. Like, we don't like spies here.
There's no spying going on.
Yes, there
These
was.
people belong to China. They are here.
They were living.
Somebody has to watch them.
They were living here legally.
Okay.
And the people who were watching,
they're still citizens of China.
The people who were watching them were acting as agents of the Chinese Communist Party.
So more guilty by association.
The problem is we have commies operating on U.S. soil. That's the problem.
Yeah, Joe Biden's been in the White House over a year. Fucking commies. No, but my point is if they're Chinese citizens, why do we care if the Chinese government is spying on them?
Because
just take them home.
They were attempting to interfere with things that were going on here.
Who was running for Congress?
I think it was Long Dick Dong. Hang on.
Was it who flung dung?
Who flung dung?
Who flung poo?
That was the name. Who flung poo?
Oh, wrong story. Acting as government. Where is it? Liu attempted to derail the U.S. congressional campaign of a U.S. military veteran who was a student leader in the pro-democracy Tiananmen Square protests. So somebody who was in China in '89 as a student leader during the protests in Tiananmen Square, was here and apparently running for an office, and they tried to derail that campaign. So he was apparently.
Well, it sounds like he did us a favor. That's what it sounds like. We could almost have a Chinese guy in fucking Tiananmen Square, dude. Fuck. Remember that thing? It was fucked up.
The Chinese were being fucked up in Tiananmen.
Yeah, the Chinese were being fucked up.
Right. And they were mad at their problem was with a guy who said, "Hey, China, you're being fucked up."
But he's Chinese.
Right. But he's an American citizen now and running for Congress.
Did I share that story? I don't think I did. Fuck. That there was a model in Russia who criticized Putin and they found her dead in a suitcase.
That
Wow.
shit happens, and that's no good.
Well, I'm just saying that's how the rest of the world operates.
Right. I don't think we don't operate that way. We just do it a little more quietly than everyone else.
Yeah, well, Hillary knows what she's doing, man. She learned from this.
Back here in the good old US of A, an assistant principal was fired after reading "I Need a New Butt" to a second grade class. The superintendent of the Hinds County School District, Hinds, Hinds, like Behinds County School District in Mississippi, said Toby Price showed a lack of professionalism and impaired judgment. The assistant principal at Mississippi Elementary School was fired last week after he read the children's book "I Need a New Butt" to a second grade class. Toby Price, who worked at Gary Road Elementary School in Byram, a suburb of metropolitan Jackson, said he was asked to set up a Zoom class for the kids. Price said that when the principal didn't show up to the class as planned, he was instructed to read them a book. "I text my boss. She said, 'Well, go ahead and read.' I wasn't planning on reading, but I went ahead and grabbed one of my books that I had nearby. One of my favorites. I read it. I Need a New Butt. It's hilarious," he said on a phone call Wednesday. Price, who was assistant principal at Gary Road for 3 years, said he used to read the book at his previous school and didn't think twice about sharing it with the second grade class. "I never had an issue with it," he said. "It's just a fun, silly book." Minutes after the class ended, Price said he was called to the principal's office and told that parents might complain. He was told to report to the district office the same day and was sent home on administrative leave.
The fuck?
To his knowledge, no parents have complained about the book thus far. But the school took issue with it, telling Price it was inappropriate because it used words like butt and fart and included cartoon images of a child's butt. NBC affiliate WLBT of Jackson reported that the superintendent of the Hinds County School District wrote in Price's termination letter that he showed a lack of professionalism and impaired judgment when he picked the book. For those reasons, he was fired. The school district could not be reached immediately for comment on Wednesday. "I Need a New Butt," written by Don McMillan, is described as a children's book. In it, a young child tries to find a new butt after he discovers that his has a huge crack in it. Will he choose an armor-plated butt, a rocket butt, or a robot butt? Find out in his quirky Tale of a Tale, which features hilarious rhymes and delightful illustrations. Children and parents will love this book. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. McMillan directed questions to her publisher, Dover Publications, which did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Price said that the school's reaction was unwarranted and that silly books should be allowed. "If I had to do it all over again, I'd still share the silly, funny books with the kids because they need them. The world's a serious, harsh, dark place, and everybody needs a little bit of silly and a little bit of laughs every now and then," he said. "They just need that reminder that it's not all bad all the time." Price plans to appeal his termination at a hearing scheduled for the 21st of March. And I would agree with that, and I think we fall right into the same category as this book. We're fun and we're silly, and we're here to remind everybody that it doesn't have to suck all the time.
It's goddamn fucking ridiculous. People get so bad at shape about the dumbest fucking shit. I need to it's obviously a children's book. He had it close by. Why did he have it close by? He's an
Because
assistant principal. But
And
why?
It's apparently a book that he shared with his own children a number of times.
It's a book that he read before in class at a different, a different thing.
Uh-huh.
Some fucking Karen decided that it was a bad idea. So we got to stop fucking giving stupid people fucking power. That's the biggest
Good luck
fucking
with
problem.
that.
That's the biggest fucking problem. We got to err on the side of caution. There's no caution. That's the dumbest fucking thing. This is the stupidest fucking story I've ever heard.
Oh, you want to hear stupid? I've got stupid and no caution coming up in this next piece. I absolutely do.
Well, then lay some more stupid on me because I fucking need it.
So here it comes. I have to share my screen for this because it's photographic. I became aware of this set of photos on the internet today. They're taken from someone's photo shoot that they had done, presumably by at least a semi-professional, because there seems to be some backgrounds and poses and lighting at work, and maybe some post-production effects. So we're going to unpack this and take a look at it. And I'm particularly interested in Stanley's opinion of this because, wow. I call this segment, What the Strip Mall Photography Is This? What not to do when an underpaid retail photog says, say cheese. Maddie, you may want to take notes too.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So here we have the first photograph.
Wow.
I just want you to soak that in a little bit.
Uh,
There's a lot going on, right? A lot. So now I'm going to point out what I saw as problems, and I'll ask you guys to jump in and help me out along the way. So one of the problems, over denimization. There's a little bit too much denim in this photo.
There is a lot of denim.
I don't mind a Canadian tuxedo.
Nor do I usually, but when everybody's wearing denim, head to toe, well, at least head to knee, there's a lot of denim in this photograph.
You know she picked out the outfits.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Babe, you're gonna wear this long sleeve denim shirt and these shorts. And hike your New Balance, hike your socks up way too much.
And this may seem redundant, but I assure you it's not. The next problem is the jorts.
It's a problem all its own.
Yeah. Number 2 could have been averted with pants.
That's right. Or jeans.
Socks pulled up too high.
Yep.
There is way too much sock there. That's where you pull your socks up when you're wearing long pants. You need that ankle support. That little bit of support gives you down there, so the compression to get the blood back up to your heart. But when you're wearing shorts, you wear little socks. Everybody knows that.
Or just don't hike them up to your fucking knees. Or get a fucking tan before you go get your picture taken.
That too.
Like literally, I don't see where his leg stops and the sock begins.
It's a stretch. I also believe their expressions are mismatched in this photograph.
No, they're both showing attitude. They're both queen bees right now.
He looks a little fearful though.
Well, maybe that's why he's hiding behind her ass, or lack thereof.
And the white dude,
he's too white.
Too white. Way too white.
You know that she's had some bad experiences. It was like, I'm gonna go find the most cracker ass, boring motherfucker I can. And she did.
I bet she puts raisins in potato salad for him.
Oh man. Damn.
Yeah, for him, I can see that.
Dog is asleep or tranked.
The dog is asleep or Look at that dog. He's out. He's out.
He's out. He's sick of her shit, is what he is.
Like, if this was a short video clip, you'd hear.
Dude, my dog can literally fucking wake me the fuck up with her snoring.
Oh yeah, dogs are great for snoring, especially the bully breeds. They snore like there's no tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And that little crush nose motherfucker she's holding.
Yeah,
that dog snores when he's awake.
That dog can barely. That dog sprees like Bill. Stay afraid of Bill.
Hey, Maddie.
Yeah.
And the last problem with this photograph, of course,
is etc.
etc. Are there any problems with this particular photograph that I've missed that you guys are picking out?
The New Balance.
The New Balance, absolutely.
The dirty new, like the not even brand new New Balance. Like it looks like he stepped in shit.
And I'm not seeing a wedding ring on her hand. And this is definitely something that a married couple should be engaging in.
No, it
yeah,
isn't.
if you didn't get married, there's no reason for this shit. If you didn't marry this bitch, there's no reason to stand there. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the kind of picture that your wife forces you to take.
One would think.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, they did other poses.
Yeah, this isn't the worst one.
We have this pose to drink in
Climbing the ladder of success.
with his
I
hammer.
can only hope that that's the ladder that was on QVC that one time that fell in half.
Oh, that would be great. No, but there's so much wrong with this picture.
That's right.
First of all,
there's no context for a ladder or a hammer to be in this shot at all.
Except for the fact that his jorts have a hammer loop and a razor pocket. So
Wow.
he's wearing carpenter shorts, but I can tell you, Big Daddy, can you pick out how he's not a carpenter?
How he's holding the ladder?
Well, how he's holding the ladder, and also how he's holding the hammer whilst climbing the ladder. Everybody knows that you leave your hammer in its loop until you get to the step you want to be on.
That's right.
You don't put the hammer in your hand. You need both your hands to climb the ladder.
If you're going to be safe, OSHA will tell you that.
The dog is wondering.
And there is
what the fuck is going on.
There is a way to climb a ladder when you have to carry a tool. I learned this when I was in the fire service. There's a very particular way to do it. It's a whole OSHA thing, and he's not doing it.
It's also possible that this photograph was taken about 15 seconds too soon. And he was climbing the ladder so he could come off from the top and drop a Randy Macho Man Savage elbow on this bitch.
That is
or on these bitches.
The next
bitch done fell asleep. Yeah.
Bitch done fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
She is taking a nap at the bottom of the. She's supposed to be footing that ladder so he doesn't fall down. And there she is.
Bitch gonna fall asleep. Bitch gonna catch an elbow from the top rope.
Bitch done fell asleep. Now the other
speaking of the top rope, Scott Hall died.
Saw that, yeah.
Fucking Razor Ramon, man. The bad guy.
He fell and broke his hip sometime last week, and then had blood clots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
clots got loose. He had 3 heart attacks in a row one night, and then that was it. They had to put him on life support. Wait until the rest of his family got there. Then once the family got there, they, said some prayers, pulled the plug, and the bad guy was gone.
R.I.P. Razor Ramon. All right, well, back to this.
The dog's in peril.
Hold on. As a tribute to Razor Ramon, hard work pays off. Dreams do come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
That's right. The bad guy.
The bad guy. I
Such
learned
a
to flick a toothpick because of Razor Ramon. Got in trouble so many times for flicking toothpicks at my teachers. Inevitably, it would hit with like the stick side and end up poking somebody in the eyeball or the face.
Very dangerous. Especially those cinnamon ones, they hurt.
Yeah.
The dog is in peril.
That dog is in peril.
He could be injured if that thigh comes down on him.
He could be injured if that elbow comes down on him.
I don't know.
And if I'm not mistaken.
No, wait, go back because there's one more fucking thing.
Yeah, I like to point something out too.
We couldn't either iron the backdrop or just remove it.
Ah, good point.
Yeah, you could have taken that out with some Photoshop like you did the other ones.
Now you might.
If you look on his left shoe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the bottom of his sock, which means this motherfucker is climbing a ladder with untied shoes.
Yeah, his shoes are not tied tight enough to keep his feet into his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Which we all know as professional men, you know, having to do manly shit. If you're going up a ladder, if you got to walk somewhere, if you got to run, you might have to get up out of somewhere in a hurry. You pull your pants up and you tie your fucking shoes.
When you're doing manly shit, tie your shoes.
It's God's honest truth. And tuck your fucking shirt in.
That's why these kids are getting shot up in malls and shit, because the pants are too tight, so they can't move and can't run. They got on slides, so they got no traction, so they're slipping and falling. And the pants are down around the ankle. So
yeah, what is that thing with the tight pants that they don't pull up? It's ridiculous.
I can't tell you if a gay man has a uniform, but if he did, it would look something like tight pants pulled down below your butt cheeks. It would look strikingly similar to that.
So there's a third picture. We've now switched up. He's holding the dog. And neither the dog nor him look very pleased with this arrangement.
He looks like a serial killer, complete with the serial killer haircut.
Yep. Sure does.
He looks like there were two dogs and he just killed one.
So here's what struck me. He doesn't look happy at all that she seems to be near his wiener.
I think because he already came. See that dark splotch?
No, the problem is that is a white guy, so she is nowhere near his wiener.
That's why he's fed. If you look at the dog's over the whole thing. He's like, I am so over this.
His knees are really pink. That man has been on his knees.
She thinks she's kissing the head of his dick. She does.
She just doesn't know.
She's kissing where it should be.
Yeah, she's gonna have
it's supposed to be.
She probably has to get up on her knees a little bit more for that.
Yeah,
yep.
She needs to get up on her knees to get this job done.
Yep.
That'd be a whole different set of photographs, though.
And she's kissing the jorts.
Listen, baby, if you want this lawn mode, you're gonna have to kiss the jorts, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you don't know where jorts have been.
I'll tell you what.
Jorts have a funk to them sometimes.
Those jorts look mighty good on him, though.
They
just in this picture, they fit him quite well. No other picture do they look good, except this one.
They fit well. I'll give him that.
They do. It looks like they could continue, because a lot of times you buy jorts and they're too wide at the leg, and it's like,
yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, those look like they could just continue down his leg and turn into jeans, but you know that's not what happened.
No.
I wonder if they're homemade jorts.
No, these look store bought. If you look at that hem, that looks like a factory hem. And I'm not here telling you that can't be made true, because my dad has not bought the right length jeans for at least 35 years. My dad has these little tiny stubby legs. So when it got to the point where he couldn't find jeans that had legs that were short enough to go with the little tiny waist, he would just go buy whatever length that he could find.
And have them hemmed.
And my grandmother at the time, had an industrial sewing machine, so she could actually sew denim with the heavy yellow thread. So he would just go buy whatever length he could find that fit him in the waist.
Yeah.
And drop them off, and my grandmother would hem them, and they look like they came out of the Levi factory that way. So interesting.
It can be done.
These could be professionally hemmed jorts, which, I mean, that's really going to a length there. I mean, you're committing to a look when you go to a tailor and say, I need all these jeans cut into jorts, and I want them to look like they were made at a Levi's jean factory.
I have it I'm wearing shorts now, and they're pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
But when I wear shorts, I prefer that they come down below my knee.
Yeah, I think I missed this trend where dudes are wearing shorts that are shorter than my drawers.
Right.
There are some really short shorts coming.
When I go to the gym and I'm looking around at the dudes around me,
yeah,
like my shorts are significantly longer than anyone else's.
I don't mind a short that comes above the knee, but my rule of thumb is I don't leave the house in anything that my dick could fall out of.
Yeah, I'm okay with above the knee. It should not look like the NBA from 1972.
Right, that's right. Because I don't know how anybody kept their dick in their shorts then.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Like even Larry Bird could have fallen out of those shorts.
You want to talk about seeing some shorts? I had a house in the Poconos, and there was a little, like, there was a community pool,
Mm-hmm.
and a lake, and like shuffleboard, like it was all on this one island. Like there was the main rec area.
And this was the 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah.
When hill folk would just say, we're going swimming, and take scissors to jeans.
Well, yes, but there were rules against that to swim in the pool.
Yeah, in the pool.
And you weren't supposed to swim in the lake because the lake had a very high bacteria content.
Right.
But that didn't really stop the people who wanted to cut their jeans off
To swim in.
They just went into the lake. They didn't care that every house that had a septic system was flushing their shit into this lake.
Right.
It took me several minutes to figure out how the bacteria got there at the age of 10. I figured it out quick. And I'm watching adults swimming.
We live up here, the lake's down there, shit rolls down, poop in the lake.
Right?
It's not a long jump. I mean,
no, I wasn't. You guys know I'm not a particularly bright dude. I did that math at 10 years old pretty quick. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, it's full of shit. But back then, not only did were shorts shorter.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But Slavic men, Polish men, Russian men,
European men for that matter.
Eastern European men especially really, really, really love to get as naked as possible.
Yeah.
All the time. And, if you didn't see a fat, hairy dude wearing a Speedo,
you didn't have your eyes open.
You didn't have your eyes open. But if you wanted, an eye full of junk, all you had to do was wait for somebody to put their leg up on a bench while they were talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
With those big flared out shorts.
Yep.
And they put the leg up on the bench and you just see the brain hanging.
Yep. And balls.
That's right. Hanging brain. What the fuck
The good
Okay,
news
that looks like the dog died.
So you're seeing the same problems. We have a disembodied dog head that is fading away.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little creepy, right?
Yeah, that looks like the dog died and they're remembering him.
They are way too happy
No,
that this
that
dog
dog-
has been beheaded.
No, that dog is staring at an airplane or something. Or that dude. That dude ain't looking at the dog.
That
She's
dude is
looking at
not looking at the dog.
She's looking at the dog. Now,
And-
I said this in the pre-show, and I am in no way an expert at Photoshop. I got a handle on it. I have a handle on Photoshop.
You can do some stuff.
I can do some shit. I can do some cool looking shit. I know how to do this, and I learn every day. But it's funny because one of the first things I fucking learned how to do was to rotate a picture
To make it point the right way.
to make it point the right way. All they gotta do is tilt this fucking dog's head about 30 degrees, and it's looking at them. And then tell, all right, guys, just look up and somewhere.
Look over
Like-
here.
Like put a dot on the fucking ceiling or something. Go look here.
I mean, you know where you're going to Photoshop the dog's head. So tell them.
Do they have the same glasses?
So, wow. We are so on point tonight.
Oh shit!
Why do they have the same glasses?
Yeah.
Because that was the cheapest model at America's Best. That's why.
But I
Oh, you're right. Two
I'm
lenses,
here to
two
tell ya.
frames for $49.99.
That's right.
both
One
wear
and two.
glasses. And when we get out of the shower, when we go to shower, there's a shelf, and we'll put our glasses on the shelf. If we had the same glasses, I swear to you, we would fight every time we're in the bathroom together because nobody would know whose glass. And then we'd get them on and bump our head into something, or you can't see
Mhm.
it. And why did you put your glasses in my spot? Why can't you keep your glasses over there? It would be bad. I don't understand how this works.
My dad's eyes are really fucked up. He's colorblind, and he's blind in one eye because he took a piece of steel,
Okay.
and he had a detached retina for a while.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, he went through a whole bunch of shit with his eye. So when I was what?
I said my retina's been detached. That sucks. It's not fun.
No. And so he was given contact lenses, but even with the contact lenses, he still had to wear glasses.
Right. They're
And my
just
mom-
thinning out the glasses with contact lenses.
Yeah, my mom used to call him six eyes, which I thought was funny.
That's good. I like that.
But because the glasses were now a weaker prescription, my mom and dad their scripts were almost the same. So if somebody forgot their glasses, they would just use the other one's glasses. So
They
it's
just
like
share.
my dad would be in the fucking I'll go in a restaurant, and then all of a sudden I look up and there's my dad with these big fucking thick rim glasses
Your
reading the
mom.
menu. My mom's glasses, like my big red fucking tortoise fucking shell.
Awfully sporty glasses you got there. Dad.
That was always fun. So
Yeah, when my dad first started needing reading glasses, and my dad's got bad eyes as well. He's had a bunch of retina detachments, but he wouldn't go get his own reading glasses. He'd steal them from my stepmother. So he'd always have these she'd buy these pink and green, like women's reading glasses. So I said something. He's like, "You can never find a good pair of men's reading glasses." And
Mhm.
by that time, my eyes had started to get screwy, so I needed reading glasses. And I reached my Dad, I got like 3 pairs. You buy them on a piece of cardboard altogether. Right? It's not tough. You walk in and you say, "Hey, I need men's reading glasses," and they've got like a whole fucking rack of them.
I walked into a TJ Maxx, and I happen to need reading glasses when I'm reading. And I walked into that TJ Maxx, and I bought 3 pair of these glasses for $10,
Mm-hmm.
made by Jones, New York. The only fucking issue with them is the sticker was right on the lens and stuck. So peeling, like I couldn't use. I bought them because I wanted to. Like I had to read something, and I was in like a TJ Maxx. I think it was What's the one next to on 202 in Namath's? Next to the Qdoba. Is that Marshalls or TJ Maxx?
I think that's a Marshalls.
I was in there. I get confused. But I was in there, and I picked these up, and it took me about 4 hours to clean off one pair so that I could use them. But there was a brown pair, a black pair, and a blue pair for $10. And here they are.
Fantastic.
See how attractive they are? This is why I don't wear them.
So I've after looking at these 4 photos and coming up with these problems, I've come up with a theory, and I want to get your take on see what you think of my theory, Stan. This is what happens when interracial couples try too hard. When they can't just be happy that they've found each other, but they feel like they need to combine all of the white people shit and all of the black people shit that they can and do it all at once just to prove that they can.
I'm gonna agree with this, but I'm gonna add the caveat specifically based off of my experience.
Okay. Yes. I mean, this is why I'm interested in your opinion, because you've been the man on the ladder.
I've been the man on the ladder. The problem.
I'm looking at the man on the ladder.
I am expected to be the man on the ladder, but she is not expected to be the bitch frying the chicken.
Right.
So instead of, how do I want to say this? Like, it should not always be me doing the white guy activities.
Right.
I find that happens more often than not. Like, more often than not, I'm the one that's got to go to.
Well, you can't blame her for not wanting to get raped.
Well, how would she know if she hasn't tried it before?
Okay, I guess.
Here's my point. You gotta meet in the middle, right? So don't have me climb the ladder, and I'm not gonna ask you to fry the chicken. How about we meet in the middle? How about you fry up a piece of chicken and I'll go halfway up the ladder? You know what I'm saying? Like, do some black shit too. Don't always expect me to, do all the white people shit all the time. God damn.
So, whose idea do you think it was to get the pictures to begin with?
Whew. See, that's a tough one because he is dressed for it.
Yeah.
I feel like she dressed him. It may have been his idea to do the photo shoot. That could have happened, but there's no way. Well, no, wait. No, he did. Okay, never mind.
And what do you think the dog's name is?
Yeah, does the dog have a person's name?
Assuming since he is isn't he always the one that's on the dog?
No, 2 out of 3, she's holding the dog.
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I bet she won the dog and she made him. No, I'll tell you what happened. She said, I want a dog. He said, we can't afford a dog with all these jorts and these buy one, get one free prescription frames for America's Best. So they obviously can't afford a dog.
That's insane.
So,
that's like
if you can afford them New Balances, if you can afford them New Balances, you can afford a dog, son. New Balance is expensive.
That's why they can't afford the dog, because they got the New Balances instead.
That's
So-
a $50,000 dog.
While he was mowing the lawn, she went out and got the dog.
Got it.
And he came home. He was in the shower, reached for the wrong glasses, because, you know.
And he thought they were parents now.
And he's like, what the fuck? And she said, here he is. Here's, let's see, what would the name be? It's got to be a human name. It's probably something
No,
like...
it's only a human name if he named the dog.
No. She may have been trying to get in on the white people shit though. Like she could have said white people name their dog people names and named him
Spencer.
Oh, that's very Caucasian.
What? Spencer?
Spencer.
Tyler, come here, Tyler.
Darrell.
Cody.
I like Cody. His name is Cody. And we love him. Now put on the jorts. We've got a photo shoot.
Okay. It's yeah. Right. So I asked you that because
I will also say that photo shoot would not work the other way around. So if that photo series was the two of them doing like stereotypical black people shit, like if it was the two of them,
that would be cultural appropriation.
right?
Oh no!
So if it was the two of them like shooting dice.
This is holding up a liquor store.
Holding up a liquor store.
Check cashing.
Looting a Five Below.
She's doing someone's hair, and he's got like the braids. Like it would not work the other way around.
So, this is my person named dog Dickie in his 1987 school picture.
Wow, that is very Max Headroom-ish.
That's the exact background that it is, and then this is the other shot from the school pictures.
Okay, that looks like In Memorandum.
In memoriam, yeah. That's I just remember when we were in school, they would do this.
Yes,
you look serious in this one, and then you smile in that one.
I do remember that. Of course, we never got them because Mom didn't want. I know what you look like. I don't need all these pictures.
My mom used to get so pissed off because my son, Ryan, my younger boy, has the same problem. Is when you try to put on a smile, you look fucking crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the light glints off his collar.
There were photo shoots that we of myself and my older brother, my younger brother, my younger sister. It's 4 of us. Photo shoots where at least 2 of us got beat because we didn't look right in the picture. So like in between the pictures, like one of us has all like red eyes. There's another one where we had to bribe my brother with a mint. So there's a picture, a Christmas card where he's holding up a mint. And that was the best one. That was the best one of the series. Because the other ones, he was crying because he just got beat. So it was here, have a mint, stop crying. And now he's all like, yeah.
That's
So
great.
she paid professional money for Kmart for that fucking photo.
Wow. All right. It is getting to the end of our B block. Just a reminder, we got the phone lines turned on. I can hear it I can hear it ring if you call. We can be reached at 1-646-VIRUS-01. That's 1-646-VIRUS-01. We'll be back for our C block right after this with some TikToks from Natty's TikTok Nonsense Corner.
Send help.
Shit. I should turn the phones back on because that actually closed while I wasn't looking. Oh. And go back to here to get my TikTok show. Put that on. We have at least a couple of fun TikToks this time.
Yeah, TikToks are good this year. Excuse me.
Goes on high. Comes out loose. All right.
Let me get back to it.
Yep.
Let's do it.
And we're back on the Media Virus podcast, and we're going to head right into Maddie's TikTok nonsense corner for some TikTok nonsense, or as we all like to call it, laughing at white people.
You know, Mike, I was reminded before we went into the break, we're talking about portrait photography and stuff. When my youngest boy Ryan he was born in November, and we went, me, my first wife, the baby, and Matt was 7. And we went to go get like pictures, like Christmas pictures taken.
Right.
And like they went out to everybody or whatever. And like the kid was like the baby. She's holding the baby, And the pics looked fine. I was like, okay, we'll get this one. I like this one. And we sent it out to everybody, whatever. What I didn't really notice was the kid's head was like, you know how they tell you to hold the baby's head all the time?
Mm-hmm.
The kid's head's just dangling.
So the best picture was the one where you looked like awful parents.
That's right. But I that's how awful I was. I didn't even notice. I was like, yeah, the kid looks great. Whatever.
Light's not shining off him bad or anything. We're good. It's always funny. There's always that picture.
Yep.
So I'm a little sad Juliet's not with us tonight because this was one that she's been at me to put on the show.
Well, that's what she gets for not showing up.
That's right. She'll have to watch it on YouTube later. Yeah. So yeah, apparently she found that really, really funny. I actually made her work for this. I told her that I would only use it on the show if she could tell me what fruit the girl was biting from the
Yeah, it looks like a tomato, but
it's a persimmon.
oh wow.
They're
I don't think
super-
I've ever had a persimmon.
They're delicious. They're super sweet. But not everybody knows what they are when they look at them. So, and most of these I think came from you. I peppered.
I laughed at this one for fucking 2 days.
This one was pretty good.
Gave your degree and what you're doing now?
I'm Curtis, I did maths, and now I'm an accountant.
I mean, I done crystal meth at a house party and I fucked a pigeon. I don't make good life choices.
Fucking love that guy. I subscribed to him instantly.
I don't make good life choices.
What the fuck is that guy wearing?
Yeah, I wasn't sure of that either.
Also,
It looks like
washing that shit off.
I like the views you got set up here, man. It's fucking professional.
Yeah, I thought I'd change up a little bit and do more.
Yeah, I'm feeling this.
Oh,
Make
this
it the
guy.
main up.
So
Yeah. Trifling insults, dude. Do it. This fucking guy is great. Here's this guy we got to talk to this guy.
May your lips always be so crusty that if you smile too quick, you start bleeding. I hope every time you start a new roll of tape, your fingernails can never find out what the beginning is. May you always bang your hip on the corner of every counter. I hope you always realize the spelling error on your TikTok video after it already went viral. I hope every time you watching TV, you always need the captions because of outside noise, and the captions end up covering up the people's faces. I hope you always get caught in the dilemma of whether or not to hold the door open for somebody because they ain't too far off, but they ain't close enough either. I hope your phone always fall between the seat and the center console when you're using the GPS. I hope every time you place some clean clothes in the chair at night, they end up looking like a monster staring at you. I hope every time you call customer service, you get somebody for who can't speak English for shit.
His whole TikTok is like that. His whole fucking TikTok is just different insults that are just like mild inconveniences.
This one, I believe, is a song.
I just got back home from the clinic and I'm afraid it's bad news. So now I'm writing down this song about it, hoping it gets views. Don't know how I'm still alive or how I survived. She said I've got 5 nasty STIs. Got some in my balls, got some in my ass. What's worse is my weird ginger pubes are crawling with crabs. I've got herpes from a booty call. I got syphilis from a blow-up doll. I got chlamydia, and it's so. And I don't even know where I got genital warts.
I did not send that, but thank you.
I'm not even sure where that one. Actually, I thought you sent it. One of the links that you sent kept bringing up random videos.
Okay.
And like the first 2 really sucked. And I was like, I must be doing something wrong. So I went back and I checked it and I went to it again. And this is what came up. And I think I said, if it's it, it's it. And if it's not, it's fucking fantastic anyway.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a happy accident. This one is the most true thing I've ever seen in my life. I want to share this with everybody.
This is a brilliant piece.
This explains me to a T. So let's just go.
I don't know if you know this. Like, being racist isn't like a yes or no thing. You know what I mean? It's not like you have it or you don't have it. Like, being racist is more, it's like being hungry. You know? It's like, yeah, you're not right now. You know? It's like, yeah, you're not hungry right now, but a cheeseburger could cut you off on the highway. And you get hungry. You weren't hungry all day.
You weren't hungry all day. You weren't hungry all day. It's the best. Fucking love that. But a cheeseburger might cut you off in traffic.
This one I came across, and I couldn't look away.
With Gilligan, the skipper too, a millionaire and his wife, a movie star, the professor and Marianne, here on Gilligan's Isle.
That poor dog. And he just puts up with it. He just takes it.
Hey, he gets fed and pets. What the fuck does he care?
He looks like he's had it up to here with that shit.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy about it at all.
His great grandfather was a mighty wolf.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's this little poor bastard dressed up like Gilly.
He's a half Chihuahua, half Doberman, is what that dog is.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high.
That just reminded me of you, Matt.
I'd imagine so.
And I believe this guy was, I found this guy pretty funny. I don't remember who sent him.
I don't show it all the time, but deep down inside, like, I slap shit out of all y'all.
Yes. Yes.
See, I knew somebody would feel this.
I sent that. That was.
Yes.
I don't show it all the time, but deep down inside, I slap shit out all y'all.
Sitting at work, just Yep. I'll get right on that. Oh, she did what? Ah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the water's too warm. Oh, okay.
Oh, now it's too cold.
Now it's too cold. Ah, okay. Okay. You did ask for water with lots of ice, and it's too cold. Okay.
Hey Ted, I'm writing this movie, and I want to run the title by you. Okay, what's the movie about? Well, it's set during the Cold War, and there's this worldwide NASCAR event that each country has to send a representative to compete in. Okay? Obviously, the United States and Russia both send a driver, and it's really just a two-man race. Everybody else can't even touch their taints. Can't even hang with their stuff, really. Oh, I get it. It's kind of like Miracle, but instead of hockey, it's NASCAR? Exactly. Cool. What's the title you have for it? Race War. Get it? This is like there's a race during the Cold War. Bill, I'm going to be honest with you. I love the idea, but the title is terrible. What? No, it gets my whole point across in 2 words. Bill, I want you to say the title again and then just think about it for a second. Race War.
Oh.
Race War. Done, son.
Race.
This is the observable universe. It is everything. And you know what's right about here in this tiny little dot? Something called the Laniakea supercluster. This is a web, it looks like, of about 100,000 galaxies. And do you see this dot here on the edge of this web? That is one particular galaxy, the Milky Way Galaxy. This is the Milky Way, which is home to about 100 billion planets. And could you guess what one of these tiny little planets is? Earth, which hosts about 8 billion people. And do you know who one of those people are? You. A cunt.
That's great.
A cunt. That's great.
This guy's a cowboy. I found this guy at least moderately humorous.
Yeah, I've been protecting these lands all my life. Just like my poppy and his poppy before him. Protecting from the scourge, from the outlaws, from the Indians. God damn it, there's an Indian right now. Hey, fuck you, bitch!
Oh, this is the new truck.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck what this white bitch talking about. You could slide on the nigga out that little part right there. If you stick the AR-15 from the day of never to hear you coming, bitch. Fuck the coloring book. Put the gun in there, bitch. Yeah, put another pistol in there. If the ops say anything out of line, I don't give a fuck what it is, nigga. Get up on top of this motherfucker and air their ass out from the porch on up. Fuck talking about. Hey, your man's laying the back, charge his phone. Right along. He could charge the K up too. Fuck is you talking about? And for the driver, he know exactly where the nigga house at. He can see it clear as day with this big ass dashboard we got up in here. Yeah, we're good on gas, and we got the taser flashlight for anybody who wants smoke, bitch. And the trunk, not the trunk, that's the hood, stupid motherfucker. Y'all niggas don't want no smoke with me or my niggas in this car. This the called the Op Slider 1000, bitch. It's gun compartment.
I need more of those.
This is a particularly talented parrot.
He doesn't even know the fucking words. Let's come as you are.
But he improvs. You didn't catch the part where he sang motherfuck, fuck, 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 fuck.
This is the Courtney Love version.
And I think that this is going to end us up. I have two more in this frame.
If you spelled applesauce with a B, you can call that applesauce. Dun, dun, dun.
There's just something about puppets, you know?
I love. There's a whole thing.
There's
If
lots
you
of
spell applesauce with a B, you can call it applesauce. Dun, dun, dun.
And then I didn't even watch this guy through. I just put him in here.
Oh, yeah, this was today.
Late
You want to know
edition.
the secret to finding the motivation to do good things for yourself? I'll tell you what it is, all right? All you have to do is pit one cardinal sin against the other. Well, let me give you an example. Exercise, all right? The sloth portion of me doesn't want to exercise. It wants to sit on the couch and drink box wine and play Elden Ring for 96 hours straight. But I don't do that. I exercise. And you want to know why? I do it to outlast my enemies. Okay? I let the wrath portion win. Because you want to know what I want to do more than play Elden Ring? I want to gaze upon the gravestones of my foes and know that their corporeal bodies have once again returned to the earth. Ashes to ashes. Like Captain Ahab, my spite propels me. It gives me motivation. How am I going to be expected to dance a hearty jig upon their graves if I lack the cardiovascular endurance?
All right.
I feel like that's good advice for everybody.
If you don't feel like going to the gym now, I don't know what'll make you go.
That will, right. That's it. I mean, that's pretty goddamn good, advice for everybody. Just try to.
Sure, you bring headphones because only psychopaths don't wear headphones to the gym.
All right, good to know. I feel better now because I used to, when I went to physical therapy, I used to put headphones on. And I always felt bad that I was like ignoring everybody.
No, that's just normal. You see somebody in the gym going hard, no headphones, that motherfucker is going to kill somebody.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, sure. Oh, good to know. Good to know.
It's just like when you're out on the street and you see a guy really rocking out and you realize no headphones. It's like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know that one guy who
there's always one guy. Mm-hmm.
He had the jean jacket with all the patches, and he walk everywhere.
Yep.
And if you looked, you thought he probably had headphones on. But like back in our day, there were no earbuds, so like you could see headphones and like, yo, dude ain't got no headphones.
Ain't no headphones.
Yo, dude, we had a dude in my neighborhood. His name was Crazy Eddie, and he was the son of the head janitor for the church and school that I attended. And he used to walk around like singing to himself, but most of the time he would walk around and do karate. And we called him Karate Eddie. Because he was just like, he would like walk around and be like, and like while he's walking, and he'd kick and shit. And then like you say hi to him, you're like, hi, and keep going. But yeah, that was
had a Karate Kenny.
Karate Kenny.
Karate Kenny.
That's good. Did they kill Kenny?
No. Karate Kenny used to shadow box and shit at the bus stop.
We had Tommy, and honestly, Tommy still lives right down the street from me. Tommy is in his 60s now. But we had Tommy. Tommy would walk around with, well, when I was little, it started out with an 8-track player, and he'd listen to 8 tracks, and then he graduated to a tape player where he would listen to cassettes. But he always had his music and his Pepsi, and he would roll around the neighborhood chatting with everybody. But he didn't do karate, but he would race your car. Especially, like, my dad had my dad had hot cars, and would have like my dad's hottest car was the '70 Judge, so he would run up next to the old man's car. Dude, you want to race? And so my dad rev it up a little bit and chirp the tires, and Tommy would burn his tires and run down the street as fast as he could, holding his radio. Good times.
Oh, jeez. It's always one.
He almost beat him that one time.
But every once in a while, you'd have to throw him a bone.
Your dad like fuck with him, like not drive so fast.
Yeah. He'd let him get one every now and again.
Oh my God, Tommy, that was so fast.
Right.
Oh my God, look at you! You're like lightning guy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this week, right? We're
That's
all set. We're all done.
God.
Well, why don't you go ahead and bring us home there, Mike?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at the Media Virus Podcast. On behalf of Big Daddy and Maddie Rockdeff, I am Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live here in Uncle Butch Studios, and we are out of here. Check us out next Wednesday night, same time, same place.
Don't freak the fuck out. Don't anybody freak the fuck out.
And we are clear.